Actually didn't see the tweet. My friend Nicole called me and was like, "What's going on? Did you see Justin Bieber's tweet?" And I was like, "About what?"
There's been a ton of talk about Madison Beer's come up and just how deep Justin Bieber was in it. He first spotted Madison when she was just a kid dropping covers on YouTube, kind of like how he started. That's what caught his eye. She was only 12 when Justin took interest, and soon after, he signed her to his label. They were seen together all the time, working close for years, but barely anyone really knows what was going on behind the scenes. Let's break this down right now. Justin's known for getting close with some pretty questionable people in Hollywood. Think Diddy, Scooter Braun, names that raise eyebrows. But this time, let's flip the focus and zoom in on how he acted around Madison. Because over the years that have there have been moments that just didn't sit right. There's been chatter, videos, and public moments that had people saying, something's off here. And while no one's ever confirmed anything shady, the way he moved around her had fans and even some insiders as I whispering about a relationship that might have crossed the line. There's definitely a pattern here. Some people say Diddy might have had a heavy influence on Justin Bieber back in the day, and that whole vibe may have trickled down to how Justin got involved with Madison Beer. Of course, none of this is confirmed. It's just what I've pieced together over the years, collecting little clues and whispers from the industry. But the way everything lines up, it's kind of wild. What makes it even more eerie is how Justin found Madison the same exact way he was discovered, through YouTube. She was posting cover songs around 2012, just a young teen showing off her voice, and boom, personally signed her to Island Records. And guess who managed her? Scooter Braun, the same guy who's been behind Justin since the start. So yeah, they were tight. Same circle, same team. And technically, Justin was her boss. We even got receipts. Justin tweeted back in 2012, "Wow, 13 years old, she can sing. Great job." That tweet says a lot. Madison, for her part, has only spoken positively about Justin. But that doesn't mean there wasn't more going on behind the curtain. It's kind of the same story again, just like how Justin never threw shade at Diddy, even with all the weird rumors floating around. He's also stayed quiet about Usher, the guy who actually discovered him on YouTube and helped launch his career into Hollywood. Madison, on her end, has always called Justin sweet and says she's thankful for what he did for her. But now that I'm thinking about it, this feels a lot like his connection to Billie Eilish. Justin used to say he wanted to protect Billie from the dark stuff he went through in the industry. He even got emotional talking about it. You'd hope he had that same protective mindset when it came to Madison, too.
Actually didn't see the tweet. My friend Nicole called me and was like, "What's going on? Did you see Justin Bieber's tweet?" And I was like, "About what?" She's like, "You?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And like, I freaked out and I hung up the phone. I was hysterically crying outside of a candy store with my mom in the car. And I was like, "What's happening?" And we were going crazy. I was just like, okay, when am I gonna wake up right now? Like, what's happening?
He was my lock screen. He was my ringtone. He was my like. I know.
Wow.
The time he was born, like I was the biggest fan on the planet. So it just felt like what's happening.
Have y'all stayed in touch?
Yeah.
Right? Even though Justin helped put Madison on the map, let's be real, she was already on the rise. The girl's got major talent, striking looks, and she was building a massive online following on her own. She once said she had millions of fans way before the mainstream even caught on. "He gave me a lot of advice, and of course, I still keep in contact with him," Madison once said. He's super focused on his own life, obviously, and we don't speak as much, but he's been incredible every step of the way. She made it clear she's grateful, especially since he signed her so young. Madison even said she still uses the knowledge she picked up from him to this day. She's clearly thankful, and for good reason. Justin was barely an adult himself when he gave her that big break. Madison was just 12 at the time, and it's wild to think how young they both were, but Justin was moving like a full-on music exec. It wasn't just some friendly boost. He played it like a power move, just like someone running a label. He didn't just co-sign her once and dip. Justin was constantly pushing her content, reposting her videos, and hyping her up like a proud boss. He saw something in her early on, and he made sure the world saw it too.
12 years old. I had gotten my braces off a week before. About a week later, I did an At Last cover by Etta James.
Right.
And that was the one that Justin had tweeted out. And he actually tweeted out 3 of my YouTube videos, which was insane.
Oh my God, just got goosebumps.
It was insane. I mean, as a 12-year-old girl who would have died for Justin Bieber.
yes,
I was,
right.
yeah,
Yes.
through the roof. I used to wear like purple lipstick on his birthday, so it was pretty crazy. Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Even though Madison was a big fan of Justin's, let's be real, he was caught up in his own fame at the time. It honestly didn't even seem like he had the time or headspace to be signing new artists. Madison once said that while Justin did play a role in her career, he wasn't exactly hands-on. Yeah, he signed her, and yeah, he gave her a boost, but it's not like he was in the studio with her every day. Still, he kind of acted like a final gatekeeper. Before Madison could drop a song, Justin had to hear it first. It's like he gave the green light on what made it out to the public. That's major control, even if they weren't always together. But here's the thing, Madison claimed they didn't hang out much, but the internet says otherwise. There are tons of shots showing them out and about, whether they were hiking, grabbing food, or just chilling. Paparazzi caught them together plenty of times. And there's this one clip that really caught my eye. They were out hiking, and Justin just dipped on her. Straight up left her behind. Classic Justin move. We've seen him slam the car door on Hailey before, so this kind of thing ain't new. He's not the gentleman type. And at this point, anyone getting close to Justin probably knows that already. Let's be real. Justin doesn't need to open a car door when he's got someone on payroll to do it for him. That's just how it goes when you're living that celebrity life. But what I really want to dive into right now are these blind items, because things get real sketchy real fast. If you know, you know. Every Thursday we break down the juiciest blind gossip, and this one from 2017 is wild. It said, you'd go out with someone too if you were getting paid almost $10,000 a week by an organization to stay by his side 24/7 and not let him leave the group. Like, what? And then it drops the bomb. The someone in question writes the check weekly, which pretty much covers the salary and brings in hundreds more who are willing to pay big money. This one seriously makes it sound like Madison was more than just a rising star. She might have been planted as a handler. Think about it. Justin was spiraling back then, doing unpredictable stuff, and yet Madison was always close by. She was calm, collected, always defending him publicly and saying things like, Justin's in a really good place. Like she was reading straight from a script. It really feels like she was put there to keep him looking stable. Like she had to babysit the image so the label wouldn't take a hit. And the way she was saying all the right things at the right time makes you wonder if that whole Justin's doing great thing was less about how he really was and more about what they wanted us to hear. I'm just happy to see how healthy he is, Madison once said about Justin. At the time, it looked like he was finally getting it together, but behind the scenes, things were still messy.
Congratulations on your American Music Award, Justin. You're the man. Justin's kind of hard to keep up with, isn't he? He's in pretty good shape, huh?
Yeah, he's very hard to keep up with.
I mean, he doesn't have to open the door for you because he's going to pay someone to do so. So I guess that's what money.
Especially with all that chaos going on between Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber. It was a PR storm, and that's where Madison came in. The industry needed someone close to Justin who could say the right things and give the press a feel-good headline. And let's be honest, Justin seemed to really like Madison. He even brought her on stage to celebrate her birthday. That's not just a friendly gesture, that's personal. Now, here's where things take a sharp turn. I came across a random Reddit post that threw out something very bold. It said a TV bass imp pure, which many believe refers to Madison, used to F way back in 2015. According to that post, she would have been around 15 or 16, while Justin was about 20 or 21. This is all alleged, of course, straight from a Reddit thread, but it shows what kind of chatter was out there. People in the comments started pointing out what they called a pattern, comparing this to his rumored link to Sophia Richie, who was also underage when they were reportedly involved. One specific post stood out. Mud Electrical 1141 posted 9 months ago, claimed it was worse than folks realized. They said Justin was 20 when photos came out showing him being real cozy and touchy with Madison in the studio. And here's the catch. The song they worked on dropped in early April 2014, meaning Madison had just turned 15. That timing raises a lot of questions. She had just turned 15 that March, and not long after, right before Justin went public with Sophia Richie, he reportedly took her on a trip to Japan. Or maybe it was another country where the age of consent is noticeably lower. People started asking, do celebs really fly out just to dodge US laws? That's a wild thought. And honestly, it's not something most of us even consider, but some folks online were definitely talking about it. Then the question popped up. What is the age of consent in Japan? Turns out, as of June 2023, it was listed as 13. 13! That stopped me in my tracks. Like, wait, what? That's something people seriously need to talk about more. The fact that international trips like that were even happening when certain relationships were under the spotlight, it raises all kinds of eyebrows. And here's another layer. Madison isn't a Nepo baby. She didn't have industry parents or famous family backing her moves. When she got her chance, she went for it solo. She moved to Los Angeles at just 16 to chase her music career alone. Her family stayed back home. A 16-year-old girl living by herself in LA? That sounds less like freedom and more like a setup for chaos. It's not hard to see how people start asking questions when you lay all these pieces out. So, Madison mentioned that her mom officially moved in with her when she turned 18, but she also hinted that she spent a lot of time alone in LA, starting at just 16. Now, the official story probably says her mom stayed until she was of age. But who really knows what actually went down? The lines get blurry, just like with so many of these celebrity backstories, and honestly, who really knows the full truth here? Either. Now let's talk about this blind item from 2016, and it's a wild one involving Justin Bieber. It said, the foreign-born former A-list tweener turned adult singer is acting more erratic. He told a woman that he was having sex with the other day that she needed to hold the Bible while they were. He also kept telling her they were unclean. What? That's straight up bizarre. It paints a picture of someone clearly not in a good headspace, and yeah, it's disturbing. That same year, Justin posted something strange on Instagram. A pic of Madison with the caption, "My friend Madison Beer has a bigger nose than me. Who agrees?" Like, seriously? That was totally uncalled for. Whether it was a joke or not, it felt petty and mean, especially for someone as young as Madison. And let's not forget, this was coming from a guy with way more fame and power. If I were her, I'd definitely be hurt. That post rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And let's not forget, Madison's drop-dead gorgeous. She's even spoken in interviews about how her looks have actually worked against her. She said being so pretty made people treat her differently. Like
You've been living in LA since you were 16, right? Without any family?
Well, okay, so I moved here when I was 14, and my mom and my brother moved out here as well. And then when I turned 18, my brother's only 15.
Right.
So he still, him getting homeschooled wasn't as easy as me getting homeschooled.
Right.
So she decided to move him back to New York, where all of his friends are and stuff, because there wasn't really a need for him to be out here because he's not pursuing music or anything. So she moved back to New York with him when I turned 18, but since I was 16, it's kind of been like them back and forth by coastal and me here kind of alone.
Do you take advantage of that? Like, do you eat Pop-Tarts all day?
Pretty much, honestly, yeah.
Go to bed, like, use no perfume?
You would do.
I would do that. I eat ding dongs too, but I mean, like, do you have do you make a curve? Anything?
I mean, I live alone now. I like have my own apartment and
Right.
stuff, but my parents have always been super cool with me. I've been working since I was 12,
Right.
so it's kind of like they let me be a kid when I want to be,
Right.
and when I can be. It's kind of rare that I get to actually be a kid these days, but yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really have a curfew. I could walk in at 3 in the morning and be, yeah, I'm like, it's all good. I don't have anyone to yell at me.
couldn't take her seriously. Poor Madison. Fame really does come with its own set of problems. Now, another blind item from around that same time took things to a whole new level. It said, I don't know if this alcohol-sounding B-list celebrity wannabe singer orally serviced someone at Instagram, but any pages that are dedicated to trashing her disappear in a matter of hours. That's a big claim, and people believe it was aimed at Madison. The post goes on to say she was obsessed with a controversial book and allegedly made her own explicit video at age 14. That's a lot of accusations, and it's heavy stuff. There were rumors that she liked the book Lolita, which is known for its inappropriate subject matter. But that's a whole different conversation we break down in another video, because what came next really changed the narrative. The following year, a headline popped up that made Madison's stance crystal clear. It read, Madison Beer says she'll never date Justin Bieber. And she didn't hold back. She said, oh my God, no, never. Number, not ever, 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 forever. Like, I'm signed with Justin. There's not much more famous than him. Like, if I was gonna date someone for publicity, it would have happened, if that was the case. First of all, he's like a big brother. So never, I would never in a million years. By this point, it's clear Madison was trying to shut the rumors down for good and clean up the chaos that had built up around her name. The timing was messy. Justin and Selena were going through it, and suddenly people started pointing fingers at Madison, like she was somehow part of the breakup drama. And obviously, Madison didn't want to be dragged into that mess. She wasn't even on that level yet. At the time,
You're so mean. My nose is not big.
It is big.
Your nose is big.
My nose is small.
You have a big nose.
Now it's big. Get it. Look at your nose.
It's not.
It's gigantic.
Is this a big nose? You have a big
You
nose.
can smell me from over there.
I can't smell it.
she was maybe C-list, pushing for that B-list spotlight. She definitely wasn't trying to get caught in a love triangle with two global megastars. But here's where it gets shady. One thing that's always been obvious on Instagram, Justin's habits. He'll be out here liking random girls' posts all day, but won't even double tap on Haley's stuff. One of my friends pointed it out, and now I can't unsee it. Like, he'll ignore 8 of Haley's posts in a row, but then go like a brand new pic of some other girl. And yep, sometimes that includes Madison. He's also been known to drop a few comments and emojis on Madison Beer's posts, too. Now look, I love leaving a little emoji here and there myself. Nothing wrong with that. But folks started clocking how different his energy was. One person even said, "Man, if I was Haley, I'd be pissed. He never showed her this kind of attention." And honestly, that's a fair take. People swear Haley's the one posting sweet captions from his account, while Justin stays quiet, doing the bare minimum. He hasn't exactly done anything to shut down rumors that he's not fully into her. And what's wild, that post calling it out is over a year old, and the vibe hasn't changed much at all. Let's rewind to around 2018, back when Justin and Madison were seen hanging out the most. That was a chaotic time. And honestly, we need to do a full breakdown just on this Selena-Justin-Haley love triangle. The drama's endless. But for now, check out this blind item from that exact era. And it's about Selena and Justin. It reads, "This is the craziest love triangle thing I've seen in a while. You have this A-list singer who's a pretty bad actress being basically stalked by the head of this organization, the Carl Lentz guy from Hillsong Church, who wants her for himself. Even though he's married, he's doing everything he can to drive a wedge between Justin and Selena Gomez without damaging his relationship with Justin." Phew! That's messy on a whole new level. And here's the kicker. This one sounds real because Carl Lentz was exposed later for cheating on his wife. He got kicked out of Hillsong Church after the scandal blew up. So this blind wasn't just gossip, it had receipts. Now get this. Another blind dated March 13th, 2018 said,
Bieber was the first person that tweeted you out when
Yes.
you were, what, 12?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Does he still support you to this day? Do you still have any sort of relationship?
Yeah, of course. And people ask me this all the time. We spent so many years so close, and I think that we'll always have that sort of like bond that will remain no matter what. We don't see each other as frequently as we used to, but yeah, he's always someone that I can pick up the phone and call and have, a conversation with if I'm feeling any type of way, and he's great. He's great.
Oh, he picks up and he listens.
He does. And I'm occasionally the one who picks up. He also, I think, values our friendship, and he goes through a lot, and I think that, it's nice that he feels like he can have a friend in me and stuff. And he knows, I love him for him. So yeah, he's great. He's so supportive, and he's
"I used to think it was just drugs, but it's so much more for this former A-list tweener. He told a celebrity girlfriend that she was going to hell if she stopped sleeping with who he told her to sleep with. That's not just toxic. Now, that's disturbing. It hints at serious control issues behind the scenes and paints a much darker picture than the public ever saw. August 7th, 2018, another blind item dropped, and it was wild. It said, "The foreign-born former A-list tweener and his celebrity offspring girlfriend are basically just doing a version of controlled chaos. He gets to sleep with whoever he wants, while she's expected to watch it happen and get used to it, numb to the whole thing. He's out here doing whatever, while she's stuck being loyal and quiet about it." That's intense. The item even used the word chastity to describe her role. Like she was supposed to stay monogamous while he did his thing without limits. painful doesn't even cover it. Then in October 2018, another blind claimed Hailey allegedly called up the paparazzi to meet them at a specific spot, super planned out. But when they showed up, Justin was so out of it, it reportedly took almost an hour to shake him awake inside the car. That's what the blind says, that he was deep in a drugged out state and barely functioning. If true, that's terrifying. And check this one from September 2018. It said the B-list celeb Offspring allegedly got Justin on Oxy just to help him come down from meth. And that's what it took to get him to sign off on something big, possibly a marriage or contract. Like, what? That's beyond messy. That's dark. I love digging into these old blind items because sometimes they line up way too well with what we saw play out in public. But now I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to No Filter for more truthy and untold stories from the celeb world. Catch you in the next one. It's only getting wilder from here.